What's up, guys? It's Morgan from Lynchpin. Today, I want to talk about the Ukraine and Russia conflict and essentially how I'm approaching trading the market. Now, first off, I don't want to dismiss that there are people dying needlessly, in my opinion, in regards to what's going on over there, and my words don't mean anything in regards to this, but I do just want to say, like, come together and be the best version of yourself, help somebody out today. That's how we make the world a better place. And so, fundamentally, we need this war to end, and I'm sorry that something like this is taking place. I have close friends and family who are connected to many people in Ukraine that are suffering from this, and ultimately that's the problem. Regardless of what the geopolitical point of the war is, it's always the citizens, it's always the people on the ground that get screwed. And so I'm hoping for a speedy end to this, but maybe not the ultimate speedy end to this, if you know what I mean. But today I want to talk about how this affects me investing and trading stocks. So let's go. Stocks fall on the first day of March as Russia bears down on the Ukraine capital. Oil hits a 7-year high. Hear me out. With all the inflation going on, we've talked about this in the past. I have a past video in regards to basically the stocks to buy during inflation. I'm going to include a link again down to that data so you can take a look at that again. And I would highly recommend watching that video again, because right now inflation is running super hot. So energy is kind of like my main play as far as general stocks on the stock market that I'm trading in the short term. Now, if you've seen any of my past videos, when I talk about retirement, 401ks, Roth IRAs, all of those distributions, continue to do those. Even if you get a market crash, in my opinion, historically, you've always done better if you've stayed long the market. And so any opportunity cost of catching something short is usually going to need to be in a trade format. So I just want to throw that out there again to make you aware of how that works. Now, full disclosure, crypto has been kind of in a slog for a little while. And I want to reiterate that currently I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and Shiba Inu. Despite them being laggards, I do believe they still have a lot of opportunity out there to run. This isn't me trying to hype SHIB. I know it's a meme coin, but the utility is coming. The technology is being built out. It's actually being used as a payment system. I don't think it's seen its last run by any means. I think we're still way early. As a matter of fact, I plan to continue adding, and I have piece by piece by piece. Again, it's a small piece of my portfolio with cryptos, but at the same time, it's getting significant enough that it is definitely noteworthy and something I'm using to diversify on top of those energy and oil stocks. Now, just to reiterate again, here's the data that I was referencing earlier. Look at energy all the way over here. Then I like to take the chance on precious metals and mining materials stocks in a situation like this, especially something that is oversold at this point. That's where I think the best opportunities lie. On top of that, utilities. Again, energy in general, Russia is an energy juggernaut, and oftentimes a sanction and some of the geopolitical and locational things, the US starts to sell more energy or other things like that abroad. Because of that, usually US energy prices also are going to go up. And finally, rate hikes. This is something that I've been keeping my eye on because I'm really in that camp of not 100% sure what the Fed's going to do, because jpow has been so sensitive to markets that I don't know how much commitment and dedication he actually has to the number of rate hikes probably needed to rein in inflation. I do definitely see multiple rate hikes this year, but when people talk 5 or 6, I could see after 3 them giving up because of the reactions of the market. This is why I'm still shorting the overall market and hedging against it at the moment, while doing day trades and short-term trades with other stocks I think are going to go up or down, just depending on what it is. So let me tie together the overall picture of what I see happening. I think this Russia and Ukraine conflict is going to continue for some time, unfortunately. With the EU and NATO not really stepping in other than just providing weapons, I think this is going to turn into guerrilla warfare within Ukraine. And I think it's going to create that continued instability on markets. Now, do I think that overall the sanctions are going to harm other economies as much? Not necessarily, despite the fact, though, that the EU in general does rely on Russia a lot for its energy. So there could be some problems there. But I think overall markets are being weighed down by a number of factors outside of this. So once the Fed starts raising rates, I think you're going to see a lot of downside. So I'm playing with a bearish bias, even though I'm somebody who is still contributing to my long-term accounts, still finding those good dividend plays, those solid companies in times like this. But this goes back to what I tell people all the time when they ask me, do I invest or do I trade? Why not both? I understand that you may not have a ton of time, but in general, most people have a lunch break before work or even after work if you trade crypto, where you do have an opportunity to make trades, whether those be scalps, multi-day swings, something like that. So feel free to check out my other videos on some of those strategies. I hope this helps, but I'm just laying out, at least for me personally, what I'm focused on as far as trading and really just continuing to invest in the stock market, because going against the stock market with everything you got in general historically has not worked out well for people. It goes up a lot more than it goes down. But again, you can take advantage of short-term trends by trading versus investing. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate every last one of you. Hope to see you around real soon. Bye.